Hi, musicians. We have been learning about the music staff, and we are going to continue learning about the music staff right now. You might remember that the music staff is made up of 5 lines and 4 spaces. When we are counting the lines and the spaces, we always start from the bottom of the staff. So if I was to count the lines, I'd start down here. I'd say this is line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5. And when I'm counting the spaces, I'd start from the bottom space. Space 1, space 2, space 3, and space 4. Now, every line and space on the music staff has a letter note that goes with it. And each of these different letters represents a different pitch. And so when music gets higher, do, 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 we say the pitches are getting higher or the notes are getting higher. Okay, notes can also get lower. Do, 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 the pitch is getting lower. And each pitch has a letter name that goes with it. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Hopefully you learned a little about the different pitches in the video that you watched, but here's some reinforcement, okay? We know that notes can be on lines. When a note is on a line, you're going to think to yourself, every good boy does fine. Remember that we always start from the bottom. So if we start from the bottom and we say, every good boy does fine, with each word being on a different line, we're going to be able to figure out the letter name for those lines. Every, that word starts with an E. So the bottom line, it's note E. And then you can just go right on up. Good starts with G. So the second line is going to be a G, and so on and so forth. Now, we also need to figure out what the letters are for the spaces. And that's really nice because space rhymes with the word face. So if you can remember, space rhymes with face, you're always going to know that F-A-C-E represents the letters of the spaces starting at the bottom of the music staff. F, A, C, and E. All right, so now that we've talked about these letters, I want to give you the opportunity to sort of test yourself, okay? So take a look at this note. First, let's figure out if it's on a line or a space. Hopefully, you can tell that since the line passes through the middle of the music note, that this is a note that's on a line. When notes are on lines, we think every good boy does fine. So if I start at the bottom of the music staff and I say, every good boy does fine, the word fine starts with an F. This note is going to be an F. Go ahead and figure this one out on your own. What letter do you think this is on the music staff? Hopefully you can tell that this note is on a line. For line notes, we say, every good boy does fine. This note is on the second line of the music staff. Every good boy does fine. It's on the G line, G for good. Here we have a space note. This is a space note because it's between the lines. There's no line passing through the middle of it. This is a space note. Space rhymes with face. So we're going to spell the word face starting at the bottom. F-A-C-E. This is in the bottom space. This is an F. Can you please figure out this note on your own? What letter goes with this note? Hopefully, you figured out that since this is a space note, you went F-A-C-E, and you were able to figure out that this letter note is a C. Let's do one more. Go ahead and figure this one out on your own.